So we're going to be talking about making our map for our RPG game. Uh, Again, I was just mentioning, and for the people watching this on YouTube, I'll mention it again. We're going to use Photoshop. Not necessarily the best tool, but it's a tool everyone here has access to on their computers. And you know what? Hey, let's just learn a little Photoshop if you didn't know any Photoshop. It's kind of cool to learn about. So you can all turn on Photoshop on your own computers. If you hit the start button and you type in Photoshop, then you'll see it. We have the latest version. You can only really have the latest version. It's a service now, not just an installation. So I'll run mine. It looks like a blue square with PS written on it, and you can guess what that stands for. And if you're on your own computer and you don't have Photoshop, then you can switch over to a computer. But as long as you can draw a picture just by manipulating specific pixels, whatever software you have will work. It's totally fine. So this may not work for everybody. Okay, so I'm going to... what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new picture. So I'm just going to File and New, and this is going to be really important, so follow these steps very carefully, because I know where you will go wrong. If you go wrong, it'll be right now. So don't miss this very important thing. So if I go File and then New, check out the little window it gives me. It gives me a new document, and basically you can go over here and you can do some of the preset details. Where you are likely to go wrong is in the measurement. See how it says pixels here? It might not say pixels for you. It might say inches, centimeters, millimeters, points, or picas. Sounds like a Pikachu, Detective Pikachu. Anyways, you don't want any of them except pixels. If you choose inches, you're making it, well, relatively speaking, an enormous picture compared to a 10 by 10 pixel picture. So make sure you choose pixels. And then I'm choosing 10 by 10, although there's no reason why it has to be 10 by 10. I'm just choosing that as my starting size. It makes a fair bit of space to work around in. 1 pixel will represent a single room. So theoretically, that's space for 100 possible rooms. So, you don't really need to have a big one right now. If you decide later on you're going to make this mega dungeon that's will take years for a player to get through, then you can change it later on. So we'll just put it in for 10 by 10 for now. So I just put in 10 here and 10 there. Make sure it's pixels. I'll zoom out a bit to make sure I haven't missed anything. You could type in a name right now, I suppose, but no hurry about that. And then I'll click Create. And look at my tiny picture. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. So you're going to need to zoom in. And for zooming in on a PC, I think on a Mac too. For a Mac, it is Alt. And on a PC, it's Alt, and then you use the scroll wheel to scroll in. You guys able to do that? So just scrolling in. Whoa, I went way too far. Zoom in. So it gets nice and big so you can see it on your screen, nice and visible. I gotta zoom out though. I'm zoomed in the program and in Photoshop. So here we go. I'll just expand this all the way. So are you guys able to zoom in? Alt scroll. Oh, try Control scroll. Is it Alt? Alt scroll, right? Okay, awesome. Control scroll, it works in Notepad++. So you might be remembering that from last year. But Alt scroll works here. So you want to get it so it's nice and large. And then you need a particular tool to manipulate things on a pixel by pixel level. We have to be so precise with the colors because we're going to be reading in specific colors. If it's off by even a single unit of colors, and colors are measured in red, green, and blue values, if even the red value is off by a single digit, then the whole thing will not work. So you do want to specifically change them at a pixel level. And you probably, if you look at the tools over here, I'll zoom into the tools. You see a whole bunch of tools. There's so many of them. One of them probably looks like the brush, right? Looks like a little paintbrush. So if you click on that one and click and hold the mouse, you'll get some other options that are underneath the brush tool. And the one that you want is the pencil tool. The pencil tool will allow you to click and assign a color to a single pixel. I'm not sure why they consider that a pencil and the other one a brush exactly, but that's fine. So choose the pencil tool. Apparently the letter B also selects it. I don't know if that's true. I might choose the brush. So once you have that going on, then you'll see that it's the size of that little square that your mouse cursor has become. That's the size of a pixel. And so you just kind of click and draw it. And you're going to choose a color for your map. I suggest black right now because it's very easy. Black is just hashtag and then 6 zeros to represent its code, so it's easy to remember. And I'm just going to assign black. If you don't know what color you have, check it out. It's down here at the bottom. See this little like 2 boxes? There's like a box and on top of another box. So the box that's on top, I'll zoom in. That on top box is the color that you will draw with. So you can click on it, I guess double click on it. Like I'm too zoomed in. If you double click on it, you'll get a color selector and you can choose a different color. If you don't have black, you can just go ahead and choose black. Where's black? It's just at the very bottom. Just go all the way to the bottom. And once you see that you have, if you look at the hashtag code here, I mean, it's not hashtag, but whatever. If it's all zeros, then you know you did it right. Anybody having trouble selecting a color? Is that going okay for you? Yeah, all right. If you got that, then you're good. Then you can just click and draw your map. And you don't have to be fancy right now. Just draw something that is logical and you can make sense of when you go to like test it out. So I'm going to click, here. Oh, by the way, do not draw the map on the border. We are purposely going to leave that blank. And the reason is because anytime we're in a room, we're going to look at the room surroundings to decide if we need to draw doors that'll be kind of leading to other rooms. If you have a room that's on the edge, if you look at the surroundings will include space that's off the picture. And you will either cause your program to crash if you go to that room, or you'll have to write a bunch of code to handle what do you do if you are about to look off of the map. So we could just avoid all that by not drawing on the edge and leave like a white border around the whole map. And then we'll never go into a situation where we have to account for, is looking above going to take us beyond the bounds of this image. So we are going to leave that as a white boundary. I'll just erase those. And then I'll switch back to black. And I recommend, at least for me, it doesn't have to be for you, but I am going to be calling this square here my starting square. That's going to be considered x coordinate of 1 and y coordinate of 1. So this entire row here is y coordinate 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So I'm going to be calling mine 1, 1. I'm just going to hard code that in. So you probably should include this square and then draw your map out from there. I'll just draw a little eye. There's going to be my starting map. And you can draw whatever you want as long as it's recognizable so you can test it. Don't make it too wild. Make it so that when you create it, you'll be able to test and see what's going on. Ryan, thanks for your question. You can. I'll come over and show you how. I just don't have paint on here to show you. But you have to choose, again, the pencil tool, and you have to zoom in. I forget how to. Yeah, okay. I'll come and take a look. You have to make it really small, too. Okay? So then last step is you need to save this. And you need to save it, of course, in your sketch folder. So actually, I got to just verify my sketch folder. Don't forget you can press Command. Oh, that's the roguelike example. Oh, nice. So you can press Control-K in your sketch to see your folder. And here's where I am, a whole bunch of stuff. So I want to make sure I save in that folder. And I'm going to go File and Save As. This is another place where you can mess up. You got to make sure you don't save it as a Photoshop file. You want to save it as I highly suggest a PNG, not a JPEG. The difference between a PNG and a JPEG is PNGs, well, there's a bunch of differences, but the one we care about right now is PNG has lossless compression. JPEGs have lossy compression. So a JPEG could actually change the color values of what you choose in order to shrink the file size down, which is great when you're like snapping pictures on your phone and you want to save space, and like the color of any one particular pixel is not going to be noticeable to you. But in this, the colors of the pixels are the data we need. We don't want to mess with that. So make sure you save it as a PNG. There's other formats you could use as well, but let's just save it as a PNG. So I got to go. I'm just going to put mine on the desktop because I don't know where it is. And I have to select format, and you got to look for PNG as your format. And then just give it a name. I'm going to call mine map, and you should see .png there. So if everybody sees that, then you can click save. And I'm too lazy. I'm just going to Oh, and then I guess it says, what do you want to do here? It doesn't matter. You can click any of the ones you want. I just click smallest file size. I guess it doesn't matter. It's going to be so small. 10 by 10 picture will take no time at all for even your slowest computer to save. And then it's on my desktop now, so I'll go and find that. What's all on my desktop? So many things. Where is it? I'll clean up. I got to clean up. Anyways, you guys probably don't have that problem. You go ahead and save it. And those are the steps. The final step is just making sure you put that file into your folder. That is your project. So I'll invite you guys to do that right now. And I'll stop this video.